Hi, it's Mark Bosser, producer of the Pawlik Automotive podcast and video series. And of course, we're here with Mr. Bernie Pawlik, Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver. 20-time winners of Best Auto Repair in Vancouver, as voted by their customers, and 38 years of repairing and maintaining vehicles in Vancouver. And of course, we're talking cars. How you doing, Bernie?
Doing very well.
So today, a 2009 Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG. A service. What was happening with this super high performance vehicle?
Yeah, so the car just came in for a service, a basic service. An A service is the I like to call it the lower level of service. It's the simplest service that the car needs, and that's why the car came in. No complaints, just basic maintenance.
So what's involved in an A service?
So the A service, the heart of the A service is an oil and filter change. What else is involved is inspecting all the fluid levels. We also put the vehicle up on a hoist, make sure nothing's loose suspension or steering wise. It's not a full steering or suspension inspection, but a basic inspection, adjusting tire pressures. Of course, these cars have tire pressure monitors, so they'll tell you long before you come in for service if your tires are low in air. But nonetheless, we look, set the tire pressure to spec, look at the air filter, and then under hood inspection, and that's the lights, of course, we look at. But again, these cars will tell you if your lights are out. So there's a lot of self-servicing these cars do, but it's all looking at the things that the car doesn't look at that we take care of too. Anything
extra required because this is an AMG?
No, really, it's not. It's the service is basic. I mean, it's the thing about the AMG is it's the the performance package that comes along with it, but there's nothing extra that needs to be done. I would say say like an SL series that has active body control, those have hydraulic suspension, but actually even the non-AMG version has it. But those often will sometimes require a fluid replacement in the suspension system, but this car doesn't have that, so it's nothing that's required. We'll just go into a picture here of the vehicle. We got the car?
Yep.
Beautiful. Awesome. Yeah, so there's our 2009 C63. Nice looking car, fast as can be. What I like best about AMGs, not only do they drive nice, but the engines. It's a good looking engine with so many cars where and this includes some Mercedes. A lot of Mercedes, you pop the hood, you just have this plastic cover that goes on top of the engine. You don't really get to appreciate the beauty of the engine like you did. And I think that's some of the appeal of older cars. When you look under the hood, you go, wow, look at that engine. It looks neat. With an AMG, you often get that. Although I will say an SL65 is a little disappointing. It's a V12 twin turbo, but it has a big, huge plastic cover over the top. So they didn't do such a nice job on that engine. But a lot of these AMGs, this one in particular looks really nice.
This is a V8.
This is a V8. It's a 6.2 liter V8. They call it a C63. I guess it's pushing a 6.3 liter, but it's actually classified as a 6.2. The other thing that's neat about AMGs is they all have this tag on the engine here on these V8 engines. It actually says who built the engine. And if you look on YouTube, you can actually find some neat videos in the AMG factory of them putting these engines together. It's a neat process to watch. I mean, I've built a lot of engines in my time, but it's neat when they're in this AMG factory, it's like a laboratory, so super clean. Of course, you want it to be clean, but I mean, this is like extra laboratory-like, and everything arrives, because it's a large manufacturing facility. All the pistons come all labeled for the cylinders, and they all arrive on a cart, and they're all, it's kind of a neat step between someone building an engine in their small shop or a massive factory just manufacturing the engine. So it'd be kind of a cool job. It probably gets tedious after a while, but it's kind of neat thinking, hey, you built this engine yourself. Yeah. So there we go. And it looks beautiful. Looks beautiful afterwards. And I guess if it doesn't work or blows up, you could always phone the factory and go, hey, Adolf, my engine blew up. He didn't do a good job. Or 10 years later, you go, hey, that was a good job you did. I digress.
Did you find anything else that needed to be done on this vehicle?
No, not this particular service. Actually, it was just a basic service, so it was good to go. And of course, the next level of service is the B service, which includes everything in the A, plus brake inspection and looking at things in further detail. And the thing about the brakes on a Mercedes, of course, they are monitored with pad wear sensors, which are accurate most of the time. So if the brakes were to wear out in between, a warning light will come on telling you need to do something with your brakes. But we usually, the full brake inspection, steering suspension inspection is something we do at the B service. But yeah, there was nothing else required at this time.
And so we know you obviously waxing quixotically about AMG engine building. You like AMGs. I know you have one of these, not necessarily this model. Do they cost more to service than regular Mercedes-Benz products?
Well, the potential is there for a lot more expensive repairs, but for the most part, the thing that's nice about an AMG is that it's still a factory, still a production level car. It's not in the realm of exotic, unless you get into like an SLS or some car like that. But they have bigger brakes, so the brakes cost more, and some of them can be substantially more expensive in some models. But for the most part, they're not a lot more. I mean, the oil service on this car costs no more than it does on a lesser C300. Maybe $10 or $20 more, but there's not a lot more. I mean, you're certainly going to be paying a lot more money for gas in this car because of the large engine and that extra horsepower. But the potential is there to spend more money. But for the most part, it's not a lot. It's not a lot worse than the base model. So I think that's the nice thing about AMG. It gives you for a lot of cars, it gives you that sort of almost supercar performance without the supercar hassle. Things like Ferraris where things are or Aston Martins where of course they're more exotic, but they're just so much more. I mean, so much more expensive to fix by by magnitudes of like 10. It's kind of crazy. And harder to get parts for. So, these are easier to deal with. I think it's a good option. Any of these, and of course, BMW has their M series, and Audi has their performance line as well. So, but this is a nice car for sure. If you want a nice 4-door that goes really fast.
So there you go. You need service for your Mercedes-Benz in Vancouver. The guys to see are Pawlik Automotive. You can reach them at 604-327-7112 to book your appointment. You have to call and book ahead. They're busy. Or check out the website, pawlikautomotive.com. On the blog, there's literally hundreds of articles and videos. Our YouTube channel, Pawlik Auto Repair. Again, hundreds of videos over the years of all makes and models and types of repairs. And of course, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark, and thanks for watching.